on some raw video. Wow. I've got to give a lot of respect to the guys that will go into a facility underground like this and do what they have to do. A lot of these types of things have been removed from how these operations actually go down because of the autonomous systems and other things like that. And so getting into that is a lot, but I think a lot of people out there are kind of confused about what's going on. We heard so much about this, the Q movement and all of this kind of stuff, and those things were going on, but obviously there was some disinformation associated with that, and there's different reasons for that: operational security, so on and so forth. We've shown you these guys are out here with their symbolism. They are using things like androgynous looking faceless statues that are all over the place. I just watched a whole group of kids run out of a area that is known to have a compartmented underground facility underneath it that is used for ritualistic purposes and other things, pedophilia, all this other kind of stuff. And there's a very elite group of people that are involved with that. There's also another very affluent and elite group of people that I would really call the elect, from a scriptural standpoint, certainly, that are involved with trying to help stop what's been going on. And so it's probably going to have a very subtle ending, and it'll eventually come out later on. A lot of times that's how these things are. We've been fortunate enough to be able to share so much of this with you. Not anything new for myself, guys. You can see me doing this, and a lot of times it's, I think, difficult because there's no contextual basis for people to say, what the hell is this guy doing? It's simultaneous or contemporaneous document release that's operation specific. Things like Heterogeneous Airborne Reconnaissance Team from Northrop Grumman, something that I've been privy to and worked on for a long time. There's a lot of stuff there that's still kind of working its way out to being accepted in the mainstream and in the different circles. But people right now are so just living their day to day. There's been a lot of censorship. There's been a lot of this, that, and the other, and assimilation into these quantum computing systems through a DNA type interface system is something that people are going to have to wake up to. That's going on. We've seen this bar none. It's really happening. And so we need to be cognizant of this, and by doing so, we will be able to overcome and not let this system rule us. And it can be a planetary killer, guys. If we look at the galactic history of things and space-related endeavors from way back, this is a sentient waveform that has been quantum enabled, that can superposition. It can store itself in more than one layer upon itself. And so this is a definition of quantum, and it's orchestrating things. It's also something that we can use. It's a fascinating thing, and it's not something that we should be afraid of. I would prefer things to just be kind of what they used to be, when we didn't have to worry about this. I wonder if that's even real anymore with all of the stuff that's going on. And I've got people who run out and say, what are you doing? You're crazy, this, that, and the other. And if you're not privy to me going in and talking to these cops about this child sex ring in Louisville and in the surrounding areas as it relates to them being embedded in the judiciary, connected to really a consortium of international criminal syndicates and so on. It's not real easy to get out here and say this. You could call me an investigative journalist if that's what you wanted to call me. The bottom line is I'm out there talking to different federal agencies about this, releasing that information, and then watching those that have been really selected and put in positions of power in county and city government. Greg Willis, I don't want to make an accusation against him, but we've seen him censor me specifically as it relates to this issue. And he has all of the hallmarks of the MO that we identified, when I was still very young. I can tell you that. And there's other people that can concur with that as it relates to that. And so that would be the group that is involved with some very heinous ritualistic and sacrificial activity. And there's many others, and we watched them cover up this thing. Another fire inspector from the Louisville Police Department came out on her own after that I reported that, and she was kind of ostracized and you know, people walking by there. She was bullied and intimidated out of her department as a result of reporting human trafficking at the massage parlor. She witnessed it with her own eyes, and she now has a civil suit as a result of being fired. But prior to that, these guys tried to kill me. I mean, I was threatened by a former Denton police officer in the context of reporting, his stepdaughter's ancestral rape, and these guys did every single thing they could to cover it up. And these are the same people that are hiding behind conservative values, and it's just, you can't wrap your mind around it. They want you to think that it's all the Democrats. They want to play this left and right game. It's bullshit. There's people on both sides that are trying to work out this problem for the good and the bad. You can't look at it in this left-right paradigm. It's completely false. It's divisive, and it's the divide and conquer tactic, you guys. And it's sadly, it's still very effective today. And so there's a lot of this symbolism and other stuff going on. We're going to get into that a little bit more in the days to come. But it's been a very fruitful day. We've got cops out here that, we saw how Special Operations Command took over the police network of the Dallas PD the other day, and we made that public. And hey, sir, would you mind if I give you like $1 for a cigarette? Can I give you like $1 for a cigarette? I need one. What's that?
I'll let you have one.
I love you. You traveling?
No,
No?
I work here.
Oh, what's here? Sheraton?
Sheraton.
Oh, do you? What can you tell me? Can you tell me about, the symbolism in there? The, that little deal the digital thing that has like they look like blood platelets to me, and then it goes through that whole thing. The traveling man's on there, and it's right when you walk in the front of the lobby.
Those two columns?
Yeah.
Man, I haven't been trying to figure that thing out since I've been here.
How long you been here?
Well, I've been here 7 years.
Wow.
When they put it in about 2017.
2017.
When they put that in.
The first thing I noticed was the similarity to the blood platelets, and then it has all of this other symbolism.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
What do you do there?
Engineering.
Really? What type?
Mechanic.
How deep underground does this place go?
We go down A, B, C, D, 4 levels.
4 levels? What's down there?
On the 4th level, we have the laundry and purchasing and boiler rooms and the chillers. Then coming up C and D and B, C, B, and A, we have a parking garage.
I see. So there's no connections down there to the, there's a network of tunnels under Dallas that's been well publicized. I've always wondered if there's like a connection down there.
The only connection is like between these 3 towers.
Say again?
Between these 3 towers.
There is a connection underground?
For the 3 towers, yeah.
Is that public?
No.
No? What are they used for?
It's
The
just
tunnels, yeah.
It's just a connection.
Interesting. How far down is that? Have you been down there?
Oh yeah, I worked down
No shit. What's down there?
there. On the 4th level?
Well, I mean, if the connecting tunnel that goes to another tower.
Oh no. We don't look at no tower. We only go these 3 towers.
I see.
There's the original tower, the Southern Life building, and then this building. They built this one in the 60s.
Let me get that right. So it's the southern. Tell me the 3 buildings that connect.
Okay, the first building is the original Sheraton Hotel.
Okay.
It's the south building.
Which building is it now, sir?
The south,
South. Okay. South. Okay.
and then the center building was the Southern Life building, life insurance.
Insurance.
That way until the 60s. In the 60s, they renovated it and turned it into a hotel room.
Huh.
Late 60s, early 70s, they built this one.
What's your background in engineering?
As far as
I'm just wondering what you do.
I'm originally HVAC, but I do everything. Kitchens, the boilers, chillers.
Ventilation and stuff like that. Yeah, that's a big deal when you get to underground too.
Yeah.
You got to duct that air out.
It's like we're down there and we don't ever see daylight.
Yeah. Wow. Huh.
You never know if it's raining or not till it starts leaking in the buildings.
Is there any type of, government involvement or clearance for you to have any of that compartmented information? Or it's strictly civilian? Just wondering. Well, interesting. Thank you. Cool talking to you.
Hmm?
It's cool talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Nice to meet you. I'm Eugene Irvin. What was your name?
I'm Paul.
Paul. Good to meet you, Paul.
Yeah.
It's an interesting area around here. Oh, no, I'm going to save it for a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll let you get, or I'll get.
So you visiting?